and welcome. My name is Meepolis, they, he, she. And today's pick is Baddawi by Leila Abdelrazaq, published by Just World Books in 2015. This book is perhaps unsurprisingly part of my Palestinian/Palestine focused TBR. Insert graphic here of all the books I've found to add, and look at the comments for a list of reviews I've completed thus far. As always, please make any suggestions if I've missed something. Content notes for genocide, rape as a weapon of war, hunting, children shooting each other with pellet guns, children collecting cluster bombs, and torture. Looking at the nature of the violence, Leila weaves in and out a bit, sometimes showing directly and sometimes more indirectly. What keywords came to mind reading this volume? Family, heritage, displacement, culture, and coming of age. The summary is, quote, Baddawi is the story of a young boy named Ahmad, struggling to find his place in the world. Raised in a refugee camp called Baddawi in northern Lebanon. Ahmad is just one of the thousands of Palestinians who fled their homeland after the war in 1948 established the State of Israel. In this visually arresting graphic novel, Leila explores her father's childhood in the 1960s and 70s from a boy's eye view as he witnesses the world crumbling around him and attempts to carry on, forging his own path in the midst of terrible uncertainty. End quote. Looking at the writer-artist behind this volume, Leila is a Palestinian born in Chicago. A prolific zine creator, this is their first graphic novel. Her website About page describes her as an abolitionist deeply interested in diaspora, being a refugee, memory, and borders. Looking at the artwork, I really enjoyed the line quality, along with its dramatic black and white coloration. It's one of those books that really owns it with a strong sense of pattern. Not to mention that page layouts were pretty varied while managing to remain super easy to follow. Writing-wise, I appreciated the skill in balancing short slices of life with an overarching coming-of-age story. Leila manages to cover a lot of ground and again remain easy to follow while only setting down at key moments that help drive the story ahead. Looking at the intersection and identities, as I do, ethnicity and violent erasure are obviously pretty central to the story, along with determination and survival. Leila helps zoom in on historical events and helps flesh out things that North Americans have been encouraged to see as abstract with personal detail. Class impacts the story, although not generally outlined specifically as such. As a nonfiction story focused on one particular person, it's not terribly surprising that gender is a bit one note, although I did feel like we get some perspective about what it meant to be a boy, instead of just presenting Ahmad as a neutral viewpoint. Similarly, sexuality was minimal and heterosexual. I'm not recalling any discussion of disability and ability. Wrapping things up, it was interesting to see how this story overlapped a bit with the story of Lebanon. As I run out of titles for this Palestinian TBR, I am hoping to start tracking down more titles similarly by Lebanese authors and or about Lebanon. I've currently just got 2 titles in mind, so please feel free to recommend any you know of. To conclude, a punchy minimalist read, I feel like the easy to follow yet creative imagery was really intriguing. 5 stars. Bye y'all, keep reading and stand with striking workers. And Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, an Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.